Welcome to Haunt Tech Tips, the source for technical advice to take your haunted attraction to the next level. Here's your host, Chris Gay.
Chris from Haunt Tech Tips here on the show floor at TransWorld in St. Louis. You'll be hearing all sorts of strange noises in the background as we interview a few different vendors. There is some pretty amazing cutting-edge tech here. Been seeing escape rooms and trailers. Been seeing a lot of virtual reality, portable VR backpacks, things like that. And even virtual reality escape rooms, a lot of triggers, controllers. Of course, the animatronics, everyone expects that. But a lot of new technology out there. We're here on the show floor with Sean Yates from Clue Control. Here we'll tell you a little bit about this product right here.
Hi, thanks for stopping by. So Clue Control is all about giving your players a really cool and consistent experience and trying to make the job of the game master just a little bit easier. We start with a free version. The free version lets you have an in-room display that can have a picture for a background, or it can be a solid color. What it can't have is a video for the background, which is, you can already see the video here.
Okay.
On the free version, you can still deliver clues. You can deliver audio or video or picture clues to the players in the room to help them move along and solve the puzzles. You can also track which puzzles they've solved so you know how far they've progressed.
That's great.
All that's available free, no strings attached. It's just my contribution to the community at large, basically.
Fantastic. And if they upgrade to the paid version, then what do they get?
The paid version brings an awful lot to the table. One of the first things, like I said, is you can have a video background. But you can also lay out the screen for in the room how you want. It's like making a PowerPoint. You can drag the timer down here. You can move the text box up there so that it all looks just the way you want. The other big thing you get is automation. We can integrate with Z-Wave home automation technology. We can integrate with PLCs, Arduinos, Raspberry Pis, so that we can monitor when things happen in the room. And then in response to that, we can turn things off and on, activate an actuator, turn off a mag lock, turn on a light. Kind of whatever you can imagine, we can make it happen somehow. We can do sequencing. Most of your haunt people will be familiar with what a sequence is, so we have sequences in Clue Control. You can kick one off and it does a series of events. And we also have what we call a meta trigger, which is you solve this game and something happens, and you solve that game and something happens, you solve the third game, something happens. When all three are solved, a fourth new thing happens. So trying to add this magic element to the player's experience. So they open this box that they carried around with them, and when they open it, a light on the wall turns on, even though they're not connected.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And where do they find out more about Clue Control?
Just cluecontrol.com is the best place to start, or to email me, Sean@cluecontrol.com. I'm always happy to help.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time.
We're here with Eric from Haunting FX, has several prop triggers, controllers, pneumatics, so on and so forth. Let him tell you a little bit about his company here.
How are you? We specialize in do-it-yourself pneumatic mechanisms, some single movements, some multi-movements, full line of triggers, our full steel construction paintball targets, our outdoor hayride vehicle sensors, full configuration free of charge.
And you said some things come with some pre-wiring attachments or plug-in?
That's correct. Everything we sell includes solenoid valves, speed controls in every direction, power supplies, cylinders, plumbing, tubing.
That's fantastic. That'll make things a lot easier for some of us home haunters out there. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Editor's note, you can find more details about Haunting FX at hauntingfx.com. or email sales@hauntingfx.com. Here with Bill from Lifeape, a prop controller company. They have a couple different options here. I'll let him explain.
Hi, so we provide very easy to use prop controllers for home haunters in professional, commercial, theatrical environments, from easy key banger type devices to high-end full-featured controllers with RC servo and onboard audio that you can program through a very easy-to-use PC application called the Lifeape Scene Builder.
That's great, and I see the Simple Life, great for home haunters, low price point, 2 outputs, small, easy-to-hide device. Definitely a great place to start for home haunters. The Extreme is their bigger version, 8 outputs, and bigger home haunts, pro haunts, definitely a place to go, and the price point just can't be beat. And where are these built at or designed?
So we have a three different members, all engineers of different disciplines, and we do all the design ourselves. And in order to hit the price points, we have to use international manufacturing. That's the only way we can provide a high quality device like we do, and then still make this approachable to a home haunt type price point.
Right, and that price point it's simply fantastic, to be very honest. Here at the show, I've seen a lot of prop controllers, and this is easily the most reachable for home haunters. But I mean, the Extreme controller has audio on board and all 8 outputs. Still very in reach for a home haunter that has a bigger show. So thank you very much. Where can they find more information about your product?
So our website is lifeape.com, and all the information is there, and our software is a free download, also available in some documentation and YouTube getting started videos.
Perfect. So try out the software, see how you like it. A few other vendors that we didn't have a chance to talk to but would like to highlight. Lifeape. This vendor uses Bluetooth beacons, little tiny battery-powered devices that transmit a signal out to phones. So it does a augmented reality application around your haunt, which I'm going to be very honest as a little cheesy in the demo they offered. Long story short, it starts a series of events on your phone. When you hit a beacon, you can have multiple beacons throughout a haunt. As you pass the beacons, you'll see your phone will either vibrate, or the light on your phone will come on or flicker so you can use it as a flashlight, or you'll see 3D animations on screen and you look at things through the camera of your phone, but then the animations show up in front of the real world. The animations were a little cheesy, hate to say it, but they were just very much 3D, low resolution. I mean, they might be high definition, but they did not look realistic, not scary. However, the audio part of it, if you have headphones on, is promising. The flashlight control on the phone is also promising. They just had it set to strobe the whole time, which a little awkward. But if you control it with beacons properly, you could have a light that works for a portion of a walkthrough and then starts to flicker or goes out totally. That's pretty neat. There is always the risk that your customers are just going to exit out of the app and use a flashlight regardless. That would need to be controlled. And there's also a little bit of an issue in that the software, well, the app rather, is rather large. I think it was around 100 megabytes, so unless you have very good 4G signal at the location of your haunt, it's going to take a while for people to download this, which could cause some queue line issues. But if they pre-download it, if it's part of an experience they expect, it is interesting. It could be useful. Their website is fear-app.com, and they charge per use. You buy a bundle of uses, and basically your customers scan a QR code to download your show to the app, and there's different packages. I think it was 500, 1,000, so on and so forth. Fright Props, everyone knows them at frightprops.com. They have a couple things I have not seen before. They have dual and single speed prop motors, but they have home park positions. So if you have a prop that is depending on a wiper motor type motor, this lets you reset the prop to a home position at the end of the show or even during it. Per se, you want to have a animation move so far, park, and then move more. So that's promising as opposed to just a dumb motor that spins until you tell it not to. They also have the Peekaboo AC now, which is a standard prop controller for your 120 AC devices, things you'd normally plug in the wall. There's 2 outlets on it, 1 trigger input, and an internal amplifier for audio. So it's kind of neat for those that don't want to be splicing AC wires. If you're not comfortable with working with electricity, or even if you're just a pro haunt and you don't want to have anything your code inspector might be questioning, this is just plug and play. Nice, simple, and easy. Again, frightprops.com. We saw Dangerously Creative. They are a company that mostly does things for escape rooms. However, some of it would cross over for haunts very well. They had remotely controllable lanterns and LED flashlights. Now, the control means that the lantern at a certain point will flicker or turn off or dim or get brighter. Same thing with the flashlights. They're saying they have some controls in them so you can illuminate something to your right, but if you turn the light to your left, it won't light. So if for an outdoor trail haunt like ours, that has a lot of promise. They can be found at dangerouslycreative.co. And they don't sell the products right on the website. However, it's a kind of a consulting company, and I'm sure they can make those for you if you source them and talk with them with plenty of time. Composite Effects. Not a tech company. However, they're doing something neat. They had a Torque VR experience. Torque is one of their new characters. He kind of has a Mad Max post-apocalyptic monstery look to him with a big metal face piece on top. And they had a VR experience where you're playing as Torque in a world where there's all sorts of monsters coming out of the ether, these portals, and you're shooting it with different blasters. So something a little different. I believe they said it'll be up on Steam shortly. It was in beta testing still. But this is marketing for your haunt because they are making content around a mask and the character of the mask. So if this gets big, you could advertise that, hey, Torque is one of our characters. Play his game. So you can market that both ways, and that there's a game that ties into your haunt, or that your haunt ties into a game, so on and so forth. And that is compositeeffects.com, CFX masks, and they make some of the high-grade silicone impressive movie quality masks out there as well. Not a vendor, this is a class. The Haunted Attraction Association Chaos Certification. Definitely worthwhile for at least usually your owner or an operations manager, construction person, one of the more critical people to your haunt to have this. It is the Chaos Certified Haunted Attraction Operator Safety Program. The class is $10 for members of the Haunted Attraction Association, $65 for non-members. It's kind of a no-brainer. Just get your membership, pay the $10, and now you're getting a membership and a class as opposed to just getting a class for about the same amount of money. And it's just a very good class on the safety of haunted attractions, how to operate it, how to be fire marshal friendly, how to work with your fire marshal. And also it just raises awareness on some fire dynamics and how quickly things can go wrong. So take this class, watch the videos, pay attention, and you'll see that there are certain corners that we shouldn't be cutting because things can go wrong very quickly. Back again on the show floor. So walking around this weekend, checking out all the different vendors, it's obvious that a lot of technology beyond what you would expect is finding its way into haunted attractions. A lot of the side attractions, including virtual reality experiences, audio experiences, sensory experiences. A lot of new just computer integration into running your shows. We saw a rack mount lightning controller that runs multiple channels of audio, randomized, LED outputs, multiple channels of lighting. There's just so much here. There is a bit of a buyer beware element. There are more than a few vendors selling, per se, LED lighting, and you can find a simple single diode LED light anywhere from $5 to $30 for a single diode. So do your comparison shopping. We'll recommend some vendors in the show notes for things that we saw that were great. You've heard from a few of the vendors that we were very impressed by. And definitely, if you ever have the chance, make it out here to TransWorld in St. Louis. The show is simply so large, it's unbelievable. It took 4 days for me to see all the vendor booths and speak with different vendors. First year is the hardest year just because there's so much to see. But if you come here year after year, you'll start to learn your way around. And the networking here, too, is so incredibly powerful. So, signing off from TransWorld.
Thanks for listening. Go to haunttechtips.com for show notes and more.